The sun hung low in the sky, casting a warm glow over the military base nestled in the heart of a bustling city. This particular unit was known for its tight-knit camaraderie and strong sense of purpose. They were on a vital mission to assist with community outreach, helping local schools and families while also honing their own skills in teamwork and communication. The air buzzed with excitement as the members prepared for their day ahead. Among them was Sergeant Mia Thompson, an experienced member of the team who had joined the unit just a few years ago. She was known for her quick thinking and ability to stay calm under pressure. Today, however, she was not there in her usual capacity as a leader. Instead, Mia was visiting as an observer from another division, eager to learn from her comrades and understand their approach to community service. As she arrived at the base, she noticed the energy among the troops. Laughter echoed through the courtyard as they gathered for morning briefings, each member sharing stories and jokes that reflected their close bond. This playful atmosphere made it clear that they trusted each other implicitly, a crucial trait for any successful unit. Mia stood off to the side, taking in the scene. She admired how each member brought something unique to the table. Private James had a knack for connecting with kids, often bringing along craft supplies to engage them creatively. Corporal Lisa was excellent at organizing events, ensuring everything ran smoothly, and Specialist Tom had a gift for storytelling that captivated everyone around him. It was easy to see why this team felt like family. As they began their mission briefing, Mia listened attentively while Captain Rodriguez outlined their plan for the day. The mission involved visiting several local schools to set up workshops and deliver supplies to children in need. The captain emphasized the importance of teamwork and flexibility, encouraging everyone to adapt as challenges arose. Mia felt a swell of pride watching her fellow soldiers interact with one another. They exchanged playful banter but quickly transitioned into focused discussions about logistics and roles for the day. Even though she wasn't leading, Mia couldn't help but feel inspired by their enthusiasm and dedication. Yet beneath this cheerful atmosphere lay an undercurrent of tension, an unspoken fear that they might not be prepared for any unexpected challenges that could arise during their outreach efforts. As they finished the briefing and began gathering supplies, Mia noticed a flicker of uncertainty in some of their eyes when it came time for questions or suggestions about how best to approach the schools. Despite being an outsider today, Mia felt an urge to contribute more than just observe. She stood tall among her peers, contemplating how she might lend support without disrupting their established dynamics. After all, she understood that while technical skills were essential for any mission, effective communication and leadership were equally important, qualities she had honed throughout her career. Little did anyone know that today would soon take an unexpected turn, thrusting Mia into a position she never anticipated but would ultimately embrace wholeheartedly. And so began a day filled with surprises that would forever change their understanding of teamwork, and perhaps even redefine what it meant to lead effectively without raising one's voice. As the morning unfolded, the unit began loading supplies into their vehicles, the air filled with laughter and anticipation for the day ahead. Sergeant Mia Thompson watched as the team worked together, but her excitement was soon interrupted by an unexpected event that would change everything. Just as they were preparing to depart, an urgent radio call echoed through the courtyard. Captain Rodriguez, who had been organizing the logistics for their outreach mission, received distressing news. One of the local schools they planned to visit had experienced a sudden plumbing emergency, leaving classrooms flooded and students displaced. The principal urgently requested assistance, worried about how to manage the chaos and restore order for the kids. Mia noticed the atmosphere shift instantly. The jovial chatter faded, replaced by a palpable tension as Captain Rodriguez relayed the news to the troops. Some members exchanged anxious glances, unsure how to react. Although they had trained for various scenarios, this situation felt overwhelming. Springing into action, Captain Rodriguez called for an immediate briefing to address their new challenge. She gathered her team around her, their faces a mix of concern and confusion as they processed the sudden change in plans. "All right, everyone," she said firmly, yet with warmth in her voice. "We need to adapt quickly. Let's brainstorm how we can help at the school while ensuring our outreach mission continues effectively." Mia observed quietly, appreciating the captain's effort to rally the team. Yet she could see they were struggling to focus under pressure. Their usual confidence seemed shaken, and hesitation hung thick in the air as they discussed potential solutions. "Why don't we split into 2 groups?" suggested Private James, his voice slightly shaky. "One can head to the school to assist with the water cleanup and help get kids organized, while the other can continue with our original outreach plan at the other schools." The idea was solid, but it needed more refinement to ensure everyone felt assured about their roles. Mia felt a rising desire to step forward as she witnessed Captain Rodriguez fumble through conflicting suggestions from different team members, who all wanted to contribute but seemed lost regarding priorities. Taking a deep breath, Mia approached the group with a calm presence that immediately drew attention. Even though she was just visiting, she felt compelled to offer her insight. "How about we set clear tasks for both groups?" she said confidently but softly. "One group can focus on quick rescue and cleanup at the flooded school, and we can send a smaller team from there to gather supplies for any students needing them. Meanwhile, let's keep our outreach mission alive by sending someone from each group to check on other schools." Her words sparked interest among the troops. They began nodding in agreement as Mia outlined more specific tasks: who could be responsible for coordinating water cleanup and who had connections at nearby schools to make arrangements for ongoing outreach. Seeing the enthusiasm in her fellow soldiers energized Mia as well. She realized this was her moment not just to observe, but to lead them through uncertainty without raising her voice or stepping on anyone's toes. With everyone now engaged and focused on their roles, Captain Rodriguez smiled appreciatively at Mia. The team dispersed energetically toward their assignments, ready to make a difference despite the unforeseen high-stakes challenge before them. As they moved forward, a sense of determination filled the courtyard, a realization that they could rise together against whatever came next. As the team gathered in the courtyard, ready to split into their newly assigned groups, Mia felt a surge of responsibility wash over her. She was just an observer, but at that moment, she sensed an undeniable call to action. The energy of the group held a mix of excitement and apprehension as they prepared for the tasks ahead. With determination in her heart, she stepped forward, her calm demeanor instantly capturing the attention of her fellow soldiers. "Let's take a quick moment to clarify our roles," Mia said softly yet confidently. Her voice cut through the lingering tension like a warm breeze. "I know this is all happening fast, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed, but we can do this together." With those words, she had shifted the mood from uncertainty to focus. Mia began by addressing Private James and Corporal Lisa, who were already discussing logistics for the cleanup effort at the flooded school. "James," she said with a reassuring smile, "you're great at connecting with kids. How about you lead a small group to reach out to students affected by the flooding? You could help make sure they feel safe while we work." James nodded, visibly more confident with a clear task in mind. Next, Mia turned to Corporal Lisa. "Lisa, I know you have experience organizing events," Mia continued smoothly. "Can you coordinate supplies and any requests coming from the school office? This way, we can ensure everything is sorted efficiently." Lisa straightened up and met Mia's gaze with determination. "Absolutely. I'll make sure we have everything ready," she replied. Mia then directed her attention back to the larger group gathered around them. "For those heading to assist with cleanup at the school," she said calmly, "please gather what you'll need: mops, towels, and any extra bottled water we might find." Her voice remained steady and clear throughout, instilling confidence in every word. The crowd began to organize themselves into smaller clusters with visible purpose. Seeing their enthusiasm ignited something within Mia. It fueled her ability to lead without raising her voice or demanding authority. "Let's also establish communication," Mia added thoughtfully. "We want everyone to stay connected during this process." She suggested using walkie-talkies between teams so that no one would be out of touch as they worked separately. This simple idea showcased her foresight and understanding of teamwork. With logistics falling into place under her guidance, Mia noticed how each member became more engaged and proactive in their assigned roles. They were not just following orders. They felt empowered to contribute based on their strengths. As the minute hand ticked toward departure time, Captain Rodriguez approached Mia with a look of gratitude in her eyes. The captain had been observing from a distance and could see how effectively Mia had stepped into this unexpected leadership role. She leaned closer and whispered, "You've got quite a talent for this." Mia simply smiled back humbly but felt a sense of pride swell within her. One not just born from recognition but from seeing others rally together as one cohesive unit. As they loaded up vehicles once more, this time fueled by collaboration rather than confusion, their spirits lifted remarkably high. In that busy courtyard brimming with military personnel preparing for unforeseen challenges ahead, Sergeant Mia Thompson had become exactly what they needed. A guiding light who led with patience and grace without ever needing to amplify her voice above another's amid chaos. With a clear plan in place, the team quickly organized themselves into their respective groups. But Mia could sense some lingering hesitation among a few of the soldiers. They had seen her as just an observer, and the sudden turn of events had left them uncertain about her capabilities. Would she truly be able to lead them through this unexpected crisis? As they drove to the school, whispers floated around the vehicle about how things would unfold. Some soldiers exchanged skeptical glances, questioning whether Mia's calm approach would be enough to handle the chaos awaiting them. However, the moment they arrived at the flooded school, all doubts were swiftly confronted by her actions. Mia jumped out of the vehicle and surveyed the scene. Water pooled across hallways and classrooms while teachers and students stood huddled together, unsure of how to proceed. It was a daunting sight that could easily overwhelm even seasoned professionals. But instead of freezing under pressure, Mia took a deep breath and assessed how best to tackle the situation. "All right, everyone," she called out, her voice steady and reassuring amid the noise. "Let's form a line here and start moving furniture out of these classrooms before we begin mopping up." Her decisive direction drew immediate focus from both her fellow soldiers and staff members. The troops quickly moved into action, lifting desks and chairs while Mia coordinated their efforts. She moved effortlessly between groups, offering encouragement and reminding everyone to watch their footing in the slippery hallways. As she maneuvered through the scene like a seasoned leader, her calm handling of logistics began to shift opinions about her. Private James watched her work closely. Initially uncertain about following someone who wasn't their designated leader, he now felt inspired by her confidence and clarity. He observed how she engaged with teachers to reassure them that help was on the way while directing his peers with efficiency. "Let's make sure to check for any supplies or materials we can salvage," Mia suggested as she noticed some art supplies lying on a drenched table. "We can clean these up too." Her consideration for both the school's resources and emotional state of students reflected genuine leadership qualities that hadn't gone unnoticed. Slowly but surely, those initial doubts began to fade away as each member saw how effectively she managed chaos without ever raising her voice or demanding respect. Every time Mia helped solve an issue or offered praise to teammates who excelled in their tasks, it reinforced their trust in her abilities. Corporal Lisa caught Mia's eye during a brief pause amidst all the cleaning chaos. There was deep admiration in Lisa's gaze as she said softly, "I didn't realize you could lead like this." It was a subtle acknowledgement that spoke volumes, one soldier recognizing another's strength. By focusing on collaboration rather than authority, Mia transformed from an outsider into someone worth respecting. The unit members began sharing ideas more freely. They collaborated without hesitation and engaged with one another genuinely, all thanks to Mia's steady influence guiding them along. As they continued working together seamlessly, it became clear that Mia had not only earned their respect but also woven herself into their team fabric in a way that felt permanent. They were no longer just fellow soldiers. They were now united as a cohesive group committed to overcoming challenges together, something no one had anticipated when she first arrived as just a visitor at their base. As the chaos of the flooded school continued, Sergeant Mia Thompson recognized that true success would come not only from her leadership but also from fostering collaboration among her fellow soldiers. She decided to implement specific strategies to ensure everyone felt involved and engaged in addressing the urgent situation. Once Mia had assigned initial tasks, she shifted her focus to creating a team environment where each member could contribute their unique strengths. "Let's gather everyone together for a quick check-in," she called out, encouraging the troops to regroup amidst the ongoing effort. "I want to hear how everyone is doing and if anyone has ideas or needs help." This approach immediately drew the soldiers' attention. They often worked autonomously under pressure, but Mia's emphasis on communication created an openness that allowed ideas to flow freely. As they assembled, she encouraged each person to share their observations and any challenges they faced. "Private James, how are things going with the students?" she asked as he was sorting supplies for those affected by the flooding. He shared that some children were feeling anxious, which sparked an idea in Mia's mind. "How about we create a fun distraction for them? We can have a few volunteers set up art stations with the salvage supplies while we clean. This way, we can keep their spirits high." The suggestion found instant favor, and enthusiasm grew among the group. This not only provided a temporary relief for the children but also allowed other soldiers to step up and take ownership of tasks, further reinforcing collaboration. Mia then approached Corporal Lisa and asked for her assistance in organizing these activities. "Lisa, you're great at coordinating events," Mia said with a warm smile. "Could you manage setting up art stations with some of our soldiers? We should gather whatever supplies we can use to make it engaging for the kids." With clear directions and trust in Lisa's abilities, Mia empowered her fellow soldier to lead a new initiative. As news spread about the creative activities being prepared for students, more soldiers became eager to contribute beyond their original assignments. One by one, they approached Mia, offering their skills in art or storytelling to reach out to the displaced children. This eagerness reinforced a newfound sense of teamwork that expanded beyond just surviving the crisis. They were thriving together. Meanwhile, Mia made it a point to walk around and check on each group. Her presence alone encouraged further collaboration. Whether it was coordinating logistics for cleanup or guiding kids engaged in crafts, she ensured that no one felt disconnected from what was happening around them. "Remember," Mia reminded them repeatedly during discussions, "we are all on the same team here." By reinforcing this idea through both her words and actions, she helped cultivate an atmosphere of support where every soldier understood their importance. As they labored through the hours together, individuals began calling out positive affirmations or lending hands without hesitation. When someone stumbled or faced difficulties moving furniture or cleaning surfaces, others would immediately swoop in to assist. The results blossomed. Not only was the school being cleaned up effectively, but camaraderie also flourished among the previously hesitant soldiers. The goal shifted from simply completing tasks to collectively uplifting one another while helping kids who were scared and uncomfortable. When they finally stepped back for a moment to admire their progress, Mia felt proud watching her team engage in lighthearted banter while gathering materials for the next phase of their mission. Through her encouragement of open communication and collaboration, she transformed what could have been a fractured experience into one marked by unity and resilience. A lesson that resonated deep within each soldier as challenges lay ahead. As the unit continued their work at the flooded school, they encountered a series of obstacles that tested their resolve and creativity. The urgent task of cleaning up the water and assisting displaced students was complicated by logistical challenges, limited resources, and unexpected emotional reactions from both the children and some team members. One significant hurdle arose when they discovered that the cleaning supplies they had brought were insufficient for the scale of the flooding. As buckets filled with murky water quickly piled up, it became clear that mops and towels alone wouldn't be enough to tackle the chaos. The team began to express frustration, which threatened to pull them back into uncertainty. Mia noticed the shift in energy and quickly stepped in, remaining calm amid growing anxiety. "Let's take a moment to think creatively," she suggested, gathering everyone around. "We need more resources, but we can also use what we have in different ways." She encouraged them to brainstorm alternative solutions rather than fixating on what was lacking. With Mia's prompt, the soldiers began sharing ideas. Private James recalled seeing a janitorial closet near the entrance when they arrived. "Maybe there are additional supplies inside?" he proposed. "We could check to see if they have extra mops or cleaning solutions." "Great thinking, James. Let's split into 2 teams," Mia said enthusiastically. "One group can continue clearing out furniture and debris while another checks that closet. We'll regroup here in 20 minutes to share what we find." This collaborative problem-solving tactic not only addressed their immediate need for more supplies but also reinvigorated the soldiers' spirits. They moved with renewed purpose, knowing that every contribution mattered. As they worked together, another challenge arose: the emotional state of some of the students who had been displaced by the flooding. Many young children were visibly upset, causing distress among the team as they worked to clean up. The last thing Mia wanted was for her team to feel overwhelmed by this aspect of their mission. Thinking quickly, she approached Corporal Lisa, who had been organizing the art stations for distraction. "Let's bring some of those activities into the main area where children are gathered," Mia proposed. "It might help create a more comforting atmosphere while we work." "Absolutely. We can set up an art table right in front of the windows so they can see us working," Lisa replied with excitement. With Mia's guidance, they swiftly transitioned from a cleaning operation into a supportive environment where kids could express themselves through art. As soldiers began to set up coloring books and supplies alongside cleanup crews, laughter and creativity soon filled the air. Mia circulated among the groups, encouraging soldiers to engage with both children and each other. "Remember to ask them about what they're drawing or how they're feeling," she advised gently. Her ability to empathize with both her teammates and the displaced kids helped bridge emotional gaps and create a sense of community amid chaos. In time, as they continued to overcome these hurdles together, Mia noticed how each obstacle transformed into an opportunity for connection and teamwork. The soldiers began collaborating not only on tasks but also in providing emotional support for one another during difficult moments. By fostering an environment where open communication and creative problem-solving thrived, Mia not only addressed immediate challenges but also reinforced bonds among her fellow soldiers. When they finally stepped back to assess their progress, it was evident that overcoming obstacles had forged a stronger unit, one that was not just focused on completing tasks, but was also committed to lifting each other up through every challenge that lay ahead. As the day unfolded and the team made significant progress in their efforts at the school, Sergeant Mia Thompson found a moment of reflection amid the busyness. She stepped outside for a brief pause, taking in the sounds of children laughing and soldiers chatting as they worked together in harmony. The sense of unity among her fellow soldiers was inspiring, and it made her think deeply about her experience and what it meant to be a leader. Mia realized that effective leadership isn't about being the loudest or most authoritative figure in the room. Instead, it's about understanding the needs of your team and the situation at hand. That realization struck her as she remembered moments during the chaotic cleanup when she chose to listen and encourage rather than direct with a commanding voice. While leading this crisis response, she tapped into a different kind of strength. It wasn't simply her military training that guided her. It was her ability to connect with each soldier on an individual level. Sitting quietly in her thoughts, Mia recognized how critical it was for her to be approachable. As she watched Private James express his concerns or saw Corporal Lisa take charge of new tasks willingly, she understood that empowering her teammates made them more willing to share their ideas and solutions. Reflecting on those moments filled Mia with newfound confidence in her leadership style. She came to realize that leading without shouting or demanding authority can create an environment where collaboration thrives. Her calm demeanor was misunderstood at first. Some team members had hesitated to trust her because she didn't carry the same outward authority as they were accustomed to from other leaders. However, as each soldier witnessed her genuine concern and ability to engage them without pressure, their skepticism faded. Mia also considered how deeply respect is earned through actions rather than titles. Each time she had encouraged someone to step out of their comfort zone, a prompt that led to engaging with children or proposing creative solutions, she watched them grow more invested in their roles. Their increasing sense of agency not only reinforced their confidence but also solidified their trust in her leadership. Over time, she recognized that every challenge they faced together didn't just test their skills, but also revealed personas within each soldier that had been waiting for a chance to shine. Each problem inspired creative thinking, generated teamwork, and often sparked laughter. All signs of a cohesive unit growing stronger through their experiences. As she observed the smiles spread across not only the children's faces but also her teammates, Mia felt a profound sense of fulfillment. She was leading not just by giving orders but by lifting others, a lesson that would stay with her long after this day was over. Supporting her soldiers and fostering an inclusive atmosphere illustrated that effective leadership transcends rank or authority. It's driven by connection and empathy. When Mia returned to join her team again amidst laughter and light-hearted conversation, she felt grateful for what they had accomplished together. This experience had shaped not only how she viewed leadership but also reassured her that a quieter approach can yield powerful results. As they continued working through each task ahead, Mia embraced this journey of growth, not just for herself, but for the incredible individuals who chose to stand beside her in this moment. As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden hue across the flooded school grounds, the atmosphere shifted from chaos to accomplishment. Thanks to Sergeant Mia Thompson's exceptional leadership and the unwavering teamwork of her unit, they managed to navigate through the challenges effectively and efficiently. The sight of children playing at the newly set-up art station, with smiles lighting up their faces, was a testament to their hard work. Mia watched as her fellow soldiers wrapped up the last of the cleanup efforts. They had successfully cleared classrooms of debris, moved furniture back into place, and mopped up all traces of water that had disrupted the school day. One by one, they moved to join in the art activities with the kids, embodying the very spirit of community service that had inspired them all. One specific milestone during the day was how quickly they adapted to changing circumstances. Initially faced with logistical issues, insufficient supplies, and emotional challenges stemming from the displaced students, each obstacle became an opportunity for creative solutions. By suggesting they check for more resources in the janitor's closet, Mia not only addressed their immediate need for cleaning supplies but also empowered her comrades to take initiative and problem-solve collectively. Moreover, the decision to set up art stations proved pivotal. As Corporal Lisa organized groups to engage children in crafts while soldiers continued cleanup nearby, they managed to create a supportive environment that both lifted spirits and provided emotional reassurance. The art activities transformed what could have been just a chaotic cleanup into a memorable experience for everyone involved. Children feeling less anxious and soldiers bonding over shared laughter. The teamwork displayed by each soldier was remarkable as well. Mia observed how individuals who had once been skeptical of her leadership became champions in their roles. Private James stepped up not just to help with supplies but began leading small discussions on how best to engage with kids during the art sessions. Others volunteered ideas about using leftover materials creatively to make craft projects more fun. As they began wrapping up for the day, Mia gathered everyone for a final check-in. "I just want to say how proud I am of each and every one of you," she said, her voice filled with warmth. "We faced an unexpected challenge today and turned it into something incredible. The way you all worked together, communicated openly, and supported each other made this mission a huge success." The soldiers beamed with pride at her words. Their sense of accomplishment radiated through them. They had not only fulfilled their cleanup mission but also formed deeper connections with one another and positively impacted the lives of children who needed support during a challenging time. As they loaded the final supplies back into vehicles and prepared to leave, Mia couldn't help but reflect on how far they had come as a team. Their resilience shone through as they navigated difficulties alongside laughter and creativity, sealing a bond that would echo long beyond that single day. Driving away from the school, Mia felt confident about what lay ahead. She understood that true leadership is about creating an environment where collaboration thrives and acknowledging individual strengths within a cohesive unit. Today was just a glimpse of what they could achieve together moving forward, an experience that would surely serve as a foundation for future challenges they might face as a team. With the cleanup at the flooded school successfully behind them, Sergeant Mia Thompson and her unit prepared to return to their original mission of community outreach. The experience had not only tested their resilience but also transformed their dynamics into something more profound. As they regrouped for their next steps, excitement mixed with a renewed sense of purpose filled the air. Mia called the soldiers together in the courtyard, where they had shared laughter and camaraderie just days before. "I want to thank you all for your incredible work during the crisis," she began, her voice steady and encouraging. "Today proved that we can adapt and rise to any challenge together. Now it's time to take that energy and spirit into our next mission." Her words resonated with the team, reminding them of how far they had come from the initial uncertainty they had felt. There was a noticeable shift in how they interacted with one another. Gone were the hesitations and uncertainties. Instead, there was a newfound confidence that came from having successfully tackled adversity together. As they prepared for their outreach mission, Mia noticed her fellow soldiers actively engaging with one another in ways she hadn't seen before. Private James, who had once been hesitant, now took the lead in organizing transportation logistics for delivering supplies to local schools. He shared ideas freely, drawing on input from others and fostering a collaborative atmosphere that encouraged teamwork. Corporal Lisa stepped up too, suggesting creative activities designed to keep students engaged during their workshops. "Let's incorporate some of those art ideas we used during the cleanup," she proposed enthusiastically. "We can make it fun for them while also teaching important lessons." The team embraced these suggestions with enthusiasm, demonstrating how their experiences during the flooding incident had helped them grow together as a cohesive unit. There was an energy among them that prioritized creativity and inclusion, values that Mia had emphasized during their crisis response. As they set out for their outreach mission, Mia felt proud watching her team interact with local families and children. They distributed supplies with smiles on their faces, embodying the community spirit that lay at the heart of their service. Each interaction reflected not only what they were doing but also who they had become through their shared experiences. Throughout the day, Mia made a point to encourage her teammates as they worked together. "Great job on that presentation," or "I love how you handled that situation." Her affirmations fostered a supportive environment where individuals felt recognized and valued, reinforcing their commitment to one another. By the end of the day, as they wrapped up their outreach efforts at one of the local schools, Mia organized a brief reflection session. She gathered everyone in a circle under a large oak tree in the schoolyard. "What we've accomplished today is remarkable," she said sincerely, "not just in terms of what we provided to our community but in how we've grown as a team." The soldiers shared thoughts on how working together through challenges had strengthened not only their skills but also their bonds. They openly expressed gratitude for each other's contributions, something that would have been less common before. Mia realized then that leadership transcends rank. It thrives on connection and understanding among individuals striving toward common goals. She felt immense pride in witnessing her soldiers' growth both individually and collectively. Driving back to base later that evening, Mia reflected on how this experience had reshaped her perspective on leadership and camaraderie within her unit. They weren't just soldiers following orders anymore. They were empowered individuals committed to supporting one another and making a difference in their community, all thanks to overcoming unexpected challenges together. This newfound dynamic would undoubtedly guide them through future missions ahead. As Sergeant Mia Thompson reflected on the challenging yet rewarding day her unit had experienced, she felt a deep sense of pride in their accomplishments and growth. This mission had begun as an ordinary outreach effort, but was transformed into an extraordinary lesson in leadership, teamwork, and the power of believing in oneself. Today showed us all something very important. Mia addressed her team during their final gathering before heading back to base. When faced with unexpected challenges, we can choose to rise together as a unit. It's not just about taking orders or following directions. It's about lifting each other up, sharing our strengths, and working collaboratively toward a common goal. Her words resonated with the soldiers as they looked around at one another, remembering how they had navigated difficult moments and celebrated victories, both big and small, together. The experience had reinforced that true teamwork isn't merely about completing a task. It's also about creating an environment where everyone feels valued and heard. Mia continued, "Leadership is not just a title or position, it's about connection. Each of you played a vital role today, whether you were organizing supplies, engaging with children, or helping a teammate through tough moments. Your unique contributions made all the difference." She paused to let this sink in. "And remember that your potential is limitless when you believe in yourself and others." As the soldiers stood in silence for a moment, absorbing the significance of her message, Mia could see the sparks of inspiration in their eyes. They were not just a group of individuals but a cohesive team capable of overcoming obstacles together. Each person brought something special to the table, which made them stronger collectively than they could ever be alone. She encouraged them to take these lessons forward into future missions. Whenever you face challenges ahead, whether in your military career or even in life, remember that you have the tools to navigate through them gracefully. Trust in your abilities and lean on each other. Mia's heart swelled with hope for her unit's future. She believed wholeheartedly that they could achieve great things if they continued to support one another and remain open to collaboration and creativity. "Let's keep this spirit alive," she concluded, smiling broadly as she looked around at her comrades. "No matter what comes our way next, we can tackle it together." With renewed determination sparking among them, the soldiers disbanded from their circle with laughter and camaraderie echoing through the air. They embraced their journey back to base filled with excitement rather than exhaustion, a testament to how far they had come. As Mia drove alongside her team later that evening, she thought back to where she began as an observer, the uncertainty she felt, and how her willingness to step up had led not only to personal growth, but also profound change within her unit dynamics. It became clearer than ever that leadership is best practiced through action rather than authority. In closing her thoughts for the day, Mia realized that every individual has the capacity to inspire change within others by nurturing connections built on trust and understanding. Her experiences reinforced that every challenge faced together could become an opportunity for growth, a lesson she hoped would resonate not only within her unit, but extend beyond into every aspect of their lives. As they neared base under the twinkling stars illuminating the night sky, Mia felt confident that this experience would serve as both a milestone for them as soldiers and a foundation for each person's journey ahead, reminding them always of their shared potential when united in purpose.